Okay guys, this is part 2 of our lesson on factoring by grouping. It's the thing that we do when we see there are 4 terms. We try grouping. We've already done numbers 1 through 7, and in the second half of the video we're going to do numbers 8 through 14. It only seems fair. Alright, number 8. Guys, I apologize in advance. I got 3 hours of sleep the last 2 nights in a row. So I'm hovering at the edge of consciousness. Alright, I'm fading in and out. I'm barely here. So usually when I get like this, I start making mistakes. I just can't think when I'm this tired. So if I make a mistake, I just want you to know why. Okay guys, what is the first step of factoring? Well, hopefully you remember that the first step of factoring is to pull out the greatest common factor out of the whole thing. I'm mentioning that now. I'm noticing that all of these end in 5. So that means all of these are divisible by 5. So before you do anything else, let's go ahead and pull out a common factor of 5. Okay, so if I do that, let's see, 105 divided by 5. Oh, that's going to be 21, right? Okay, so that's 21. So that means 5 times 21 and to the 3rd power. Okay, let's see how many times 5 goes into 175. Okay, that's 35. So that's plus 35 n squared. I might need more parentheses. 5 into 75. That's 15. Okay, so minus 15n. And last but not least, how many times does 5 go into 125? That's 25 times. Okay, so that'll be 25. Alright, are there any other common factors throughout this original problem? I see 5s. There's 5 here. That one doesn't have 5. Okay, this is divisible by 3, but this is not. Alright, I think that's it. We just need to pull out the 5. Now, for the rest of the problem, this 5 is just going to stay where it is. In fact, I'm going to make it green so it stands out more. Bright green. Okay, so we pulled out a common factor of 5, and it's going to sit right where it is for the rest of the problem. Okay, so if I have 5. Now, for the rest of this, I'm going to do grouping still. So I'm going to take these two and group them. Alright, so that's going to give me a common factor. Well, both of these are divisible by 7. Okay, so let me put a little multiplication dot there. So I'm going to have 7n squared when I factor this out. Okay, and then inside, alright, 7 times 3n will give us 21n to the 3rd power. 7 times 5 is 35, so this will be plus 5. Okay, now on this other side, I'm really expecting it to be 3n plus 5. So let's check it out. Both of these numbers are divisible by 5. So because it's negative, I have negative 5. Okay. And so then, if I go ahead and do that, okay, 5 times 3h, h, that's an n. These are my handwriting, so I have no excuse. 5 times 3 is 15, so I have 3n in there. 5 times 5 times positive 5, well, negative 5 times positive 5 will give me negative 25. Okay, so I've got this right here. Just looking back one more time, 3 times 7. Okay, so look what I've got right here. Now, let's go ahead and multiply the 5 times 7 together and just go ahead and get 35 and be done with it. Okay, can I do that? Is that all right? So if I do that, then I'm going to have 35. Okay, 5 times 7, 35 n squared. And then the rest of it, 3n plus 5 minus 5 times 3n plus 5. Okay, let's put the common factor out front. So that gives me 3n plus 5, and then times the blue stuff. So 35 n squared minus 5. Now, I need to look inside these parentheses and see if there's anything else I can factor. And I can factor this quadratic binomial a little bit. Can anybody see why I can factor this binomial? Yeah, the reason why is these two numbers are divisible by 5. So I could pull out the GCF there, okay? So in other words, I'm just recopying this. Okay, I had 3n plus 5 down there. Okay, and then I had 35n squared minus 5. Maybe I'll just recopy that too. Okay, now I'm just going to bring down the 3n plus 5 part. Now in this part, let's pull out that GCF. Alright, the common factor is 5. So that would be like times 5. And then that would be 7 n squared minus 1 in there. Okay, so this is basically the final answer because nothing else can be factored anymore. We are usually more comfortable putting that constant factor, the 5, in the front. So I'm just switching the places of these, but I'm not changing the answer. So I would have 5 and then 3n plus 5 and then 7n squared minus 1. Okay, that is the answer number 8. Alright, when the numbers are big like this, sometimes it can be tough to see what the greatest common factor is. However, it is clear that these are all divisible by 2 because they're all even. So let's start with that. So we're going to pull out a 2 in front of everything and put a big giant parentheses. Okay, let's see. 96 divided by 2. That's 48. So far I have 48 n to the third power. Negative 84 divided by 2, so that'll be 42 n squared. Plus 112 divided by 2, so that's 56 n. Whoa, I fell asleep for a second there. 112 divided by 2. That's 56, like I thought, okay? And 98 divided by 2 is 49. Okay, so I might need a little bit more space. Now I'll squeeze it in. So minus 49. Okay, there. I divided everything by 2. Alright, so let's pick up from there and finish the problem as usual. Let's see. So this is 7 times 7. Okay. This is 6 times 8. This 48 is not divisible by 7. All of these other things were looking like, oh, maybe it'll be a 7. But no. So let's just do what we do. Okay, so I feel like switching colors for some reason. So let's pair up these and let's pair up these and see what happens. Okay, now what's common between 48 and 42? Okay, let's see. 42 is 6 times 7 is 42. And 48 is 6 times 8. So both of these are divisible by 6. So let's bring out the 6, man. So if I do that, then I've got the 6. Okay, and then I've got 6 times 8. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's bring out 6n squared. Let's not forget the variable part. All right, 6n squared. And now 6 times 8 is 48, so 8n to make n to the third power. And let's see. 6 times 7 is 42. Alright, so that would make minus 42n squared. Okay, so we did that. So let's do the same thing over here. Okay, both of these are divisible by 7. 56 is 8 times 7, and 49 is 7 times 7. So I could go plus, and I'm pulling out the common 7, so plus 7. And then that would be 8n minus 7. Oh, look, it's the same thing we had over there. So it is time, my friends, to take this common pair of parentheses and put it out front, 8n minus 7. And that will leave behind the purple stuff here, 6n squared plus 7. Okay, now don't forget the 2 that we pulled out. That 2 has still been here the whole time, just patiently waiting for us to finish the problem. Okay, so now it's time for the 2 to come back. So it has these 3 factors, 2 times 8n minus 7 times 6n squared plus 7. That's the final answer. Alright, I've studied over number 10 pretty carefully, and I do not see a common factor to pull out with from the start. So let's go ahead and start to do this problem. Let's see, now, so I'm going to group these two. These are both divisible by 4. So let's bring out 4 v squared. 4v squared. Okay, that's going to leave on the inside 7v plus 4. Okay, now on the other side, both of these are divisible by 3. So I'm going to put, because of the minus, I got to pull out a negative 3. And that's going to leave me with 7v plus 4. Coincidence? I think not. Now if I multiply this back just to check, sure enough, negative 3 times 7 is negative 21, and negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. So it makes sense. Now let's take this common factor in the parentheses and put it out front. So 7v plus 4 goes out front. Now if I take these away, what's left behind? 4v squared minus 3. Okay, that was number 10. Number 11. Alright, thankfully the numbers here are a little bit smaller, right? Those high numbers were starting to get on my nerves a little bit. Okay, so let's group these. So these are both divisible by 4. So I'm going to do 4v squared. Okay, that's going to leave behind v minus 3. Okay, now both of these are divisible by 5, so because of the negative, that's going to become negative 5, and that leaves behind v minus 3. Notice negative 5 times negative 3 is positive 15, so negative 3 makes sense here. Let's pull the common factor out front. So I've got v minus 3, and that's going to leave behind 4v squared minus 5. Okay, that was number 11. Number 12. Let's see, this is 7 times 7. That's divisible by 7. This is divisible by 7. 40 though. Edmodo. I better check out what Edmodo is trying to say. But 40 is not divisible by 7. So that was close, but no good. Let me check Edmodo real quick. Alright, as I do my grouping, both of these are divisible by 7. Ah, you're welcome, Michael. Good looking out. So that's going to be 7x squared. So on the inside of the parentheses, that's going to be 7x. And then 7 times 5 is 35, so minus 5. Okay. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side of the problem, both of these are divisible by 8. Okay, so I'm going to pull out 8. On the inside, that's going to leave 7x minus 5 again. Alright, so we'll pull out the common factor of 7x minus 5, and that's going to leave behind the blue parts, which are 7x squared plus 8. Okay, so there's your answer to number 12. Alright, let's take a look at number 13. Let's see. 24 is 3 times 8. This is 3 times 5. 56 is not divisible by 3. Alright, so there's nothing common to everything. So let's just go ahead and do it then. So here we go. Both of these are divisible by 3. So I will pull out 3p squared. That's going to leave behind 8p plus 5. Okay, now this one. Let's see, both of these are divisible by 7. So I'm going to pull out a negative 7. That's going to leave behind 8p plus 5, because negative 7 times positive 5 is negative 35. Oh, look, luckily the parentheses are the same. So that's going to be 8p plus 5, and then we will have 3p squared minus 7. Okay, so that is your answer to number 13. And last but not least, number 14. Okay, I'm scanning to see if there's a common factor. 8 times 7, 7 times 3, 8 times 8, 8 times 3. I don't see a common factor to everything, so let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, with the first grouping, these are both divisible by 8. So let's go ahead and pull out our 8 r squared for the r squared. Inside of the parentheses will be 3r minus 8. Okay, similarly, on the right-hand side, both of these are divisible by 7. So I'll pull out my negative 7. Guess what that's going to leave in here, guys? Any guesses? That's going to be 3r minus 8. Negative 7 times 3, negative 21. Negative 7 times negative 8 is positive 56. We will pull out the common factor of 3r minus 8, and that's going to leave behind 8r squared minus 7. Okay, and that is the final answer. I hope this video was helpful to you guys. I will see you on the next video. I'm gonna go get some sleep. My goodness, I'm so tired.